What if I told you reading fast isn't magic? It's a skill, and like any skill, you can train it. So, today I'm going to show you 5 science-backed techniques to read faster in English without losing comprehension. No skimming, no fake speed reading trick, just real effective methods that actually work. And trust me, I used to be that person rereading the same paragraph 5 times, trying to figure out what the author was even saying. But once I started using these techniques, everything changed. Tip 1. Stop reading like a robot. Say goodbye to subvocalization. Okay, confession time. Do you hear a little voice in your head reading each word as you go? Like you're narrating an audiobook to yourself. That's called subvocalization. And while it's normal, it slows you down. Research shows that our brain can process words way faster than we can say them. So, if you're silently speaking every word in your head, you're reading at the speed of speech instead of at the speed of thought. But how do you stop? One effective method is using a pacer, like your finger or a pen, to guide your eyes across the text. This keeps you from moving forward and prevents your eyes from lingering on each word too long. Another trick is to keep your vocal muscles occupied by humming or chewing gum. It might sound strange, but it helps stop your brain from trying to speak every word as you read. Finally, train yourself to read in chunks rather than individual words. Instead of processing each word separately, recognizing entire phrase at once. With practice, your eyes will naturally take in longer sections of text, making reading both faster and more fluid. Try this for a few days and you'll notice your reading speed picking up without even trying. Tip 2. Train your eyes like an athlete because they're slowing you down more than you think. Most people assume reading is a brain thing, but your eyes play a huge role. And if they're sluggish, your reading is too. The average person's eyes make 4 to 5 stops per line and text, but strong readers, they do it in 2 to 3. So, how do you train your eyes to move faster? One way to do this is by practicing peripheral reading. Rather than fixating on each individual word, focus slightly before and after your central point of vision. This allows your eyes to grab multiple words in a single glance, making reading more fluid. Another technique is using Z pattern, where instead of returning to the left margin with every line, you sweep your eyes diagonally down the page, picking up keywords along the way. It may feel unnatural at first, but with practice, it can significantly boost your speed. There are apps and websites that help train eye movement for faster reading. Even just practicing looking from one side of the room to another without moving your head can improve eye agility. Think of it like upgrading from a slow scrolling web page to lightning fast browsing. Your eyes can be trained, and once they are, reading gets smoother. Tip 3. Know what you're looking for because not every word matters. Have you ever noticed that when you're really focused on a topic, let's say a new book about learning English, you magically read faster? That's because your brain is tuned in. So, here's the secret. Before you start reading, set a purpose. If you're reading for details, slow down on key parts. If you're reading for the big picture, move fast and only stop for important ideas. One of the biggest mistakes people make is reading every word with equal importance. But not every word is vital. Think of it like watching a movie. You don't pause on every single frame, right? You absorb the scene as a whole. Apply that mindset to reading. Tip 4. Don't read like you're solving a mystery novel. Break free from regression. Going back and rereading stuff is one of the biggest reading speed killers. And guess what? most of the time we don't even need to do it. A study from the University of Minnesota found that people who force themselves to keep going even when they don't fully understand a sentence end up with better comprehension in the long run. Why? Because your brain fills in the gaps. So, how do you break this habit? Use a bookmark or your hand to cover previous lines so you physically can't go back. And remind yourself it's okay to not understand everything instantly. Your brains will connect the dots. Try reading aloud at a faster pace. It forces your brain to keep up. Think of it like walking on a treadmill that's slightly too fast. If you try to stop, you'll trip. But if you keep going, you adopt. Tip 5. Read more, because the more you do it, the faster you get. This one might sound obvious, but here's why it works. The more your brain sees English words, the less effort it takes to process them. A study from the University of California found that readers who read at least 30 minutes a day increase their reading speed by 20 to 30% in just a few weeks. So, if you want to read faster, read daily, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Choose books slightly above your level. If it's too easy, your brain stays lazy. If it's too hard, you slow down too much. And try timed reading. Set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and see how much you can get through. Challenge yourself to beat your previous record without losing comprehension. Reading is like muscle memory. The more you do it, the more automatic it becomes. I actually have a video on ways to improve your memory, so don't forget to check it out. You don't have to be a native speaker to read fast. A lot of people think, oh, I'll never read as fast as native speakers. But speed reading isn't about being a native speaker. It's about techniques. When I started using these strategies, I went from struggling through one book a month to finishing multiple books without even feeling like I was rushing. And I want that for you too. So, try these tips, experiment with them, and let me know what's the book you're currently reading. Are you going to test these methods on it? And if this helped you, don't forget to share it with someone who needs it, because the world needs more confident readers. Now, go grab a book and start training. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.